Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar over Pomeranian records. Really excited to be sharing this information with all of you. I'm very sorry that I couldn't be there today for your meeting. Unfortunately, I am at work right now, but I was able to record this, and I'm hoping that you will find it to be useful and informative. Taking a look at the provinces of Pomerania. These are really interesting when you look at them from a genealogical standpoint because you have so many different groups of people living there. I mean, you have ethnic Polish, you've got ethnic Germans, you've got ethnic Swedish, and you even have like a port city like Gdansk that's going to have people from all walks of life living there from many different countries. So when we take a look at these records, I think that the diversity of Pomerania really is reflected in the types of records that are available to us. So I'd like to take a look at some of the records that are available to us in both West and East Prussia and take a look at how they can help you with your genealogical search. So Pomerania today would be in the countries of Germany and Poland, taking a look at their very northern along the seacoast borders of those two countries. So I'd like to get started with some of the easier records, and then we can move on to some of the other types that can build out your family tree. So getting started with Ancestry.com doesn't get much better than that. Ancestry.com has been making a push recently, trying to get more international records, and one records collection that is really useful to us would be the civil record collection. That Prussia mandated civil registration beginning in, actually began in September of 1874. And if you take a look at the types of documents that were produced by civil authorities right here, here's one from my family tree. This is the death record of my great-great-great-great-grandfather who lived in Pomerania. You can see right here what the German records looked like. They were on standard forms like this, that birth and death records were typically this one block page right here. Marriage records typically were 2 pages, and they were written in that loopy German cursive handwriting. Please don't ask me for translation help because I can barely read this. That typically, when I find civil documents, I tend to ask other professionals to help me with translations. If any of you need help with translations, just let me know. Just type my name in online, Jason Krusky. My website pops up, and I can refer you to some people that can help you with that. But the typical Prussian records right here it's actually a bit misleading because oftentimes birth and marriage records will get started out with the witness to the event right here, similar to the Napoleonic format of record keeping. And then you have to dig a little bit deeper inside the record to find the name of the person who actually died or was born, that kind of thing. In this case right here, this is the name of the person who died in the record. And then the records are rich in genealogical data right here. If you can find this, it really will get some good information for your family tree. Typically, they give information about who the person was, their job. It gives information about their parents. I mean, I even have a death record from 1907 that described the person's parents, even though they died way back in the first half of the 1800s. Like it even gave their names. It said where they died. It was really useful for genealogical research. So if you're lucky enough to find some civil records for your Prussian and Pomeranian ancestry, these are really the way to go. I'm here on Ancestry because Ancestry has digitized some records right here. They have a partial index as well for them. So you can see all the different places that are represented with records here. So absolutely check out this Ancestry database for information about that type of research. Aside from that, I also noticed that Ancestry has a Jewish collection as well from West Prussia. So if you have Jewish ancestry there, what's useful about this is that this is when Jewish people were conferred citizenship. And the big act that went along with this was assigning them surnames, because many of the Jewish people in Germany and Poland at this time did not actually have fixed surnames the way we would see them today. Oftentimes they would have patronymic names or surnames based upon occupations and that sort of thing. So once they were granted citizenship, then they were given a fixed surname, which obviously helps a lot with genealogical research. So Ancestry has some good information. Here at Indian Prairie Library, you can use the institutional version for free with your library card information. Take a look at some of these records to see what you can find. MyHeritage also has some good Pomeranian records. This particular database right here for West Prussian church books, it is by no means comprehensive. It does not cover every single location, that kind of thing, but it is a good amount of information. You can see just shy of 4 million records. I mean, that is definitely something to check out as well. And then when we look at the records collections of FamilySearch.org, FamilySearch.org has some good information. They have an indexing project for Pomeranian church records. Those are mostly in the German half of things, but they're expanding out into the German and Polish parts of Pomerania. You can also see a few other databases here related to that region. So definitely check them out, see what you can find. I'll tell you that not a lot of Pomeranian records have been indexed. Many of them have been digitized, however. So I'd like to walk you through a few websites that'll help you with both indexed records as well as digital scans of them. So when we take a look right here, good place to start would be the Pomeranian Genealogical Association. In order to get to this website, all you have to do is go onto Google and type in PomGen Baza. One word or three separate parts, doesn't really matter. And it'll take you to this page right here. Now, this Pomeranian Genealogical Association focuses on the Polish part, and they really focus on the areas around the city of Gdansk and West Prussia. However, they do have information from other parts. As you can see, they have just over 4.5 million records right here. It's an excellent database to use if you'd like to take a look at it. The controls of it are very easy to use. As you can see, the English interface is excellent. And they have not just, vital records, but they even have like cemeteries and monuments indexed, which is pretty cool. There's not going to be a lot of cemetery information out there with European practices, but it is good to have digitized whatever is still in existence and out there. So this another feature of this website is they actually have some good forums that you can actually post on here. Taking a look, oh, little service error. You know what? Those errors happen all the time, unfortunately. So let's head back over to the website right there. But it has some good forums that you can use in order to post on there about ancestry and all that good stuff. The forum right here. I make extensive use of these forums because a lot of European genealogists don't really use like Ancestry and stuff like that. So if you post in forums like this, you are more likely to connect with a European genealogist who might share some of your ancestry. So definitely check out the website. They allow for wildcard searches. In fact, they have 3 different methods of searching the database. One is just direct, like direct spelling. Others are more of, they use an algorithm just to calculate, kind of like a SoundX, other similarities. So definitely love this website. Check it out. It will definitely help you with your Pomeranian genealogy. Another website that I'd like to show you is called Lost Shoebox Genealogy. If you go onto Google and type that in, you can see it right here. And you can see that it's divided up the provinces of Poland, and it actually shows you a lot of different resources that are out there for each particular province. So since we're focusing here on Prussia and Pomerania right here, I'd like to focus on these 3 provinces right here that would have been considered Prussian or Pomeranian. So taking a look at some of the stuff that is out there for you. One site is called Genealogy in the Archives. If you take a look at the URL right here, this is what you would type into Google, Genealogy in the Archives right there. And this has a lot of digitized information from a couple major repositories in Poland, focusing on the holdings of Bydgoszcz and Torun right there. They have some books from a few other places as well. This would be more of the southern part of Pomerania. They have a lot of information, particularly north of Torun. So getting back to our map of Poland, Their coverage is kind of this part right here. They have